Hey guys, it's Guitar Hero Austin, and today's video is a paranormal experience video about my house. This is actually I think my third or fourth video of my house. So I think from now on, I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of story times and crazy ghost stuff that has happened in my house all in one video now, because I seem to be having some more stuff happening. I mean, the stuff isn't too active. It happens like every couple months. It's not like I have shit happening like every week. It's like every other month, so I'm gonna go through the three biggest ones, and I've been really excited to film this video, and yeah, I wanted to get it out for you guys before the end of the year, because this has all happened in the span of 6 months, so yeah, wanted to get it done this year. Anyways, so let's get into this. So, the first experiences that I've been having ever since like the beginning of the summer are some actually really new ones, and so I'll be home alone. I won't even be thinking of like ghosts or spirits or anything. I'll just be like on my computer casually and this stuff will happen. So I was watching YouTube one day, and you know how you can hear someone when they come into your house? Like, I live in the basement, so when someone comes into the house, I hear the door open and I hear the footsteps, you know, when somebody comes in our house. And I was home alone at this time, and it was like middle of the afternoon, and like I heard the door open and like footsteps walk in, and I'm just like, are my parents home? Like, is somebody here? Like, I went out the door to check, and I looked upstairs to the door over here, kind of like right above my room. No one was there. And I'm just like, okay, that's weird. And then about 2 more weeks later, it happened again. I go outside of my room and look up the stairs at the door, and it's still locked. Like, I go upstairs and it's freaking locked. I walked around literally the whole house to see if somebody was actually in our house, because it sounded like so real. And I'm just like, okay, I'll just brush that off for now. And that hasn't happened since the beginning of the summer. So thank God that doesn't happen anymore, because that scared the living shit out of me. And that one's a very new thing that's been happening. I've never had that happen before. Alright, so this next experience, this is the second one. This one is super creepy. 2 of these ones, I'm home alone. So the first one and this one. So this second one, I was awake at about 10:30 and I couldn't go back to sleep. It was about 10:30 in the morning. You know how you're like awake? I don't know if you guys are like me, where you wake up, you grab your phone and you kind of like wake up while you're just like laying in bed. Yeah, I was just trying to wake up, and it was about half an hour. I've been on my phone. I'm like, okay, I should probably get out of bed. 11 a.m. rolls around, and then I'm just like, I still don't feel like getting up. 11:15 rolls around, and I hear footsteps down the hallway upstairs. And the hallway upstairs, so basically the kitchen is right above me right now. So it's right above me in my room. So the hallway is like down over there, and it goes all the way to the back of our house. Down that hallway, I could hear footsteps running. The first 3 seconds I heard like dun 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 dun, and then 3 more seconds later, dun 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 dun, back the hallway. Like it was running up the hallway and then it ran back down. And I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? I just kind of like laid there in my bed frozen, because I'm just like, what is that? There's no way that is what I think it is. So I got up and turned on my computer and everything, and I ran upstairs and started to make lunch, because this was around noon or 11 o'clock-ish or whatever, and no one's home. Again, no one's home. I looked down the hallway, no one's there. No one is in our house. I was home alone. Again, the door was locked. Every door was locked, and there was just no explanation for it. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Because every time I go upstairs and look, nothing is there, and I'm clearly hearing it. I'm not even thinking about spiritual activity at this point, because I had just woken up. So, and it'll just randomly happen. Alright, those are my 2 scariest experiences. Here's the third one. This was with my younger cousin, Drayden. He was here at the end of August a few months ago. We like to play Halo on the TV, Halo on the Xbox 360, just out in the TV in the basement out here. And so we were just playing Halo, just minding our own business. Again, not even thinking about this ghost stuff, because he doesn't even know my house is haunted. So we're sitting there, we're playing Halo, and we're having fun, and then all of a sudden, the TV monitor turns off, like by itself. And our TV, it does have a timer for when it turns off, but that never came up on the TV. Like sometimes it'll pop up and say, okay, 30 seconds, the TV is gonna turn off. Did not happen. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's getting more comfortable. And by that I mean like it's getting more comfortable with like company being around. So the hauntings are now happening with company. And I'm just like, shit, he's gonna be scared out of his mind. And so the TV turns off. So we also have a box underneath the TV that also turns it on and keeps it on. So that was weird that the TV itself turned off without the timer. That was just something that was so weird to us. And then Drayden looks at me and he's just like, did you do that? And I'm like, no, look behind us, the remote. And the remote was sitting on the coffee table behind us. We were just so freaked out. I went upstairs, and we both went upstairs because he was freaking out. He's just like, this house is haunted. And obviously nobody would believe us. And this is when people were home this time. So nobody would believe us, not even Drayden's mom, and which she's my cousin too. So yeah, just couldn't explain it, and it was the weirdest thing ever. So now I'm going to get into what I think is actually haunting this house. Back in 2015 is when all this stuff started to go down, and I started to realize more and more that my house is haunted. November 20th, and yes, I remember the exact day, the lights turned off on me in the bathroom. I have a story time about that. That was my first ever paranormal experience in this house. That was November 20th of 2015. I thought my hauntings were from when I went to the Galt Museum for a haunted tour, because they talk about a children's ward. I think the ghost is a child, more so a young boy. Cause yeah, they had a children's ward up there and the woman took us up there. And then I'm just like, wait, the Galt Museum happened 2 weeks after the light turning off on me. So there had to have been something that sparked these experiences way before that. So I looked back in my history of haunted places, and the earliest one that dates back in 2015 is February, when we went to the Queen Mary, which is like the most haunted ship in all of the US. And I think that's where I got my attachment from. Very weird. I got the chills because I started to figure it out and piece it out like just a couple of days ago. It just creeped me out. So that's where I think the spirit is from. And I think it's a kid, because what ghost runs up and down the hallways, flicks on and off the lights, and messes around with the TV? I mean, there's lots of ghosts that mess with lights and TVs, but like running up and down the hallway, that's not something an adult ghost does, right? Like, am I wrong? Like, it just sounds like a kid. And I don't know. It's just really weird. And yeah, that's all the stories I have for you guys. So yeah, that's happened in the past 6 months, and obviously if more stuff happens in the new year, next year, I will do another series like this with a whole bunch of stories in one. Alright, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.